Hey guys, welcome to the channel. And today we're talking about a photo shoot I had, recent photo shoot I had where I used natural light and I also used a few continuous lights to get some cool looks. And I kind of just want to break down in a video, just real chill, talk about my setup and kind of my thought process behind each look. Now I have this awesome model, her name is Triana. We were messing around with a few looks. Theme for this shoot was I wanted something a little bit preppy, a little bit clean. I wanted to utilize natural light, but then also use continuous light to kind of amplify the looks and get a better look with the lighting that I had. So for this shoot, I used no more than 3 lights. I used 2 Amaran 300Cs, and I also used a Amaran 200D that I have at my studio. Now, as far as camera gear, I used my Canon R5C as both a photography camera, but also as my videography camera that I was getting a lot of the cool, the B-roll clips of the model. I used my 24-70 on the Canon R5C, and then all the behind the scenes, like, the setups and stuff like that is shot on the Canon C70 with a 24mm lens on there. Now for my first look, I had this beautiful natural light that was coming through my studio window, and it was making kind of like a gobo pattern on the floor because of the window. And I wanted to use that as the key, but also not just rely on that because it was going in and out of clouds. It was kind of a cloudy / sunny day in LA. So what I did was I put a Amaran 300C, I put it in a beauty dish, I had it at a very low intensity, and I kind of just flagged it off the model's face. And then as far as the natural light coming through, I used the natural light as a key light, but I put a big diffusion right in front of the window so that when the natural light was coming through a little bit too harsh, it would be diffused. And then the Amaran 300C would kind of just wrap around the face and give a little bit more fill to the face. And I love the way this look turned out because it's very clean, leather jacket, leather pants, just simple. And I think it fits the vibe that we were going for. For look 2, I wanted a natural daylight look. I wanted a really soft key light, almost like a, like a window being placed right in front of the talent. And I kind of was going through, back and forth what I wanted to do, kind of what the vibe would be on that. And I kind of settled on using a Amaran 300C as a key light, put in same beauty dish that it was in before, so it kind of amplify a little bit more of the output. And then I used the diffusion that I used for the window to double diffuse that light. And that was my key light. So I had that beautiful soft key on the model. And then for the top light / background light, hair light, I used another Amaran 300C, and I had it with a silver umbrella overhead to give like a little bit more of a specular highlight to the hair and to the top of the model's face. I really like doing top light. It's one of my favorite things to do. Now for the fashion look, I had this beautiful white dress and this white skirt that I put the model in. And I thought it looked really cool, but I wanted it to look a little bit more classy. So I put a blazer on her and had her play around with it. And then I thought it felt more, classic, and I really like the look of that. Now for the third look, it's very similar to look 2 because I didn't really mess around with the light too much. I had the Amaran 300C in the beauty dish, shooting through a diffusion. I had a Amaran 300C as a top light with the silver umbrella, and I had the 200D as the background light. The only thing I really did was I added more negative fill to make it a little bit more moody sometimes. And I also put a strong fan so it would blow some of her hair, just to give that a different look. But I love the way these images turned out. I had a blazer I put on the model, some black tights, and a black tie, a white button-up shirt, and some nerdy glasses. And I think she did a great job playing with the tie. And I felt like this type of look really got set off because the model had some YSL heels that really amplified the look. And these are like my favorite images of the day. I had some really cool close-up portraits of her with the glasses. I had her mess around with the tie, and we just really had a lot of fun with it. And I really love these images. Now look 4 was like a bonus look. Now I rarely have extra time when I'm shooting my fashion work, but for some reason we were moving really fast, me and Triana, and we had an extra hour and we're like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, okay, well I have extra clothes, let's shoot another look. And she had some really cool boots that I was like, hey, let's shoot with. Now I wanted this lighting setup to be a little bit more simple because I had extra time. And I was like, hey, we're just messing around. So I used one light. I used the Amaran 300C in a beauty dish. I feathered it off the model, like barely touching the model. And then I took the 2 flags and I put them on on one side. And I kind of tried to block as much natural light as I could. That way it would be a little bit more moodier, even though white walls, light is bouncing everywhere in my studio. And I like how these images turned out. I love being able to shoot extra looks when you have the time and you're just having fun in the studio. Now that's all I have to say about my recent fashion shoot. Had a blast shooting Triana. I love how these images turned out. Let me know if you have any questions about videography or photography in the comments below. I've been MIA because I have a toddler, I work corporate, I'm married, I have a studio I run, I shoot weddings. Like I am just like hanging on by a thread. If you guys are, working parents out there, then you probably know how I feel. I'll keep you posted when I do some new videos. See you later. Peace.